Good morning to you wherever you may be. My name is Anthony Altman, and I'm speaking to you on this beautiful summer's day, the 5th of July 2023. The title of this video is Humanity, Destiny and Potential. This is quite a huge subject to cover, and this video really is in deference to various books that I have written on consciousness, and in particular, more notably, the most recent book that I have written entitled Heroes of Humanity. This is, I feel, quite a remarkable book because my intention is to help inspire and motivate each and every one of us to realize that as individuals we have huge potential to develop and actualize, that we have this innate consciousness, this innate beingness that many people are just not aware is ever present deep within themselves. And as we individuals develop this greater potential, then that is reflected in the humanity we comprise. My cat Merlin insists on knocking this tripod over. Oh, he's going off now. Excuse me. Humanity is made up of individuals. When you have balanced, developed, awakened individuals, you have likewise a balanced, developed, and awakened humanity. When the people who comprise the group are asleep and don't know what's going on, that is reflected in humanity. And we can see the effects of this quite starkly over the last few hundred years, and particularly the last few years, last 3 years in particular, when we had this health pandemic. And we are now realizing, many of us, as the truth emerges, that people just didn't know. And they're beginning to learn and know what they didn't know before. Knowledge is structured in consciousness. As we develop our consciousness, our knowledge base expands. Most people don't really know what consciousness is, and I wrote a book called Emissaries of Consciousness. And I really recommend as many people read that as possible. In it, I do my very best to describe the indescribable, because consciousness is not something tangible that you can describe. It is something that you can experience. But in the book, I believe I describe a process, an exercise that helps to illustrate what consciousness is and the effects of limited consciousness compared to expanded consciousness. I really do not wish to go into it. No, I will. The exercise is the following. When you are able, when you finish watching this video, go into your house or anywhere and stand with your nose touching the wall, any wall, of course in a safe manner. Looking straight ahead without moving your head or your eyes, you will notice that your perception of the wall is about 8, 10, 12 inches, 30 centimeters horizontally, and vertically your perception is even less. This is what you are consciously aware of about the wall. And where you are standing is depicted by your level of consciousness, your state of consciousness. Now, if you took a step backwards, as if you were raising your consciousness, expanding your consciousness, developing your consciousness, then all of a sudden your perception of the wall increases hugely, exponentially. Now let's say that you have stepped back from the wall and you are seeing all sorts of things on the wall that you didn't see before when your nose was pressed against the wall. And you're talking to somebody who's got their nose pressed against the wall and they have never moved from there. And you say to them, you know, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that, I see all the stuff on the wall, and they would say, no, it's rubbish. You're a conspiracy theorist, you are lying to me, you are deceiving me, because I do not see it. That's what they would say to you. Because they do not see it, they cannot believe you, because it's not within the realms of their experience. And this is the difficulty of explaining consciousness, because consciousness is experience-based. So now you are seeing more of the wall, and you know more than they do, and they will not listen to you because that is not their experience. This is the dilemma of humanity. So it is up to each one of us individuals who understand this concept and understand that lying deep within them, is contained their consciousness, the potential, and everything that they require to have a most incredible, successful life, prosperous, well-being, everything. It's all within. And the people who realize this, it is incumbent upon them to actually go forward and do something to develop that potential, to actualize their potential more and more. And the interesting thing is that when sufficient people are doing this, there is a scientific concept called critical mass. It is like the 100th monkey effect. And when sufficient people are doing it, it will automatically create a wave of awareness, of increased awareness, that will sweep over many, many more people and inspire and motivate them to do the same thing. This, I believe, is the real hope of humanity. Not violence, not laws, not legislation. Why do I say that? Because the majority of people are asleep. And this is another discussion that could be taken, that could be discussed at a later date, in another video, another book. Everything that I see, everything that I perceive, with everything that's going on in the world, I have come to the conclusion that about 75%, thereabouts, plus or minus, of the people just don't know what's going on. Simple observation will give you a fairly good idea that this is not too far from the truth. And people who don't know what's going on and don't want to know what's going on, they want to be told what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And these are the people who elect leaders to tell them what to do. But unfortunately, in their own limitation and their own dysfunction and their own non-actualizing of their potential, they elect leaders who reflect the same level of consciousness, the same dysfunction, the same limitation. And so those leaders, because they don't know, they will make laws to satisfy the people who also do not know. But these laws are not for the highest good of people. They are just trying to tell people what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, by people who don't know either. And the people who do know resent this because these laws are of no value to them. What do the laws do? They are a very limited attempt to help people operate within the law, a natural law, universal law, whereby a person has developed sufficient ability to know spontaneously what is life-supporting and what is not, without having to be told. So in my book, Heroes of Humanity, I take the reader on a journey through the early beginnings of humanity, which goes back hundreds and thousands of years, perhaps even millions of years, and where humans were operating at a much higher level than they are today, and how they fell into disuse of their abilities. And that this is in accordance with the process of various cycles that the earth goes through, specifically the Kali Yuga cycle from India and the precession of the equinox cycle, which is about 26,000 years, which we are aware of in the West. At least those people who are aware of it know about this. And the Mayan cycles, huge cycles, and the indigenous peoples have cycles. And all these cycles seem to be combining as we come to the end of a very great age of great trial and tribulation. This is also illustrated in astrology, Western astrology, and to some degree, of course, also Vedic astrology, which goes much deeper than Western astrology, whereby we have left the Piscean age, and we have now entered the Aquarian age. We have left the Kali Yuga of great trial and tribulation, and we're now entering an age where the arc of improvement is rising, and we as a humanity have the opportunity to actually recreate a golden age, to change everything that went on before us and live a most wonderful, harmonious, loving life of well-being for all of us, prosperity for each one of us, each according to their measure. And their measure is dictated by how much consciousness and how much potential you are developing within yourself, that each one carries within themselves. And the book continues to say and to describe the incredible destiny waiting for humans to fulfill. And it is so vast. It is beyond this planet. It is galactic. Because in reality, we are galactic beings having a human experience. And yet the humans, throughout their history, have created within their DNA a library of DNA from so many different races of beings throughout the universe and omniverse and multiverse, all the different galaxies, and we are incredibly empowered if and when we develop this power to be able to bring peace to this planet, our solar system, the galaxy, the universe, the omniverse, to bring balance because we have it within our DNA. We are incredible human beings when we are in balance, and when we're out of balance, well, you see what's going on in the world today. And we can change that. And we can change it by one simple intention. And the intention is to actually want to improve ourselves, to want to change. I urge you all to consider developing your immense inner potential as a human being, as a galactic human being, to develop your consciousness, which is vast. We humans are now poised to enter a new age that we have never really experienced before, because more and more people are awake than ever before. And I'm addressing this video in my books to you, and to those people who are not quite sure but are open, that together let us work in harmony to develop more and more of our individual potential. And together let us walk into the light. This is my message of inspiration and motivation. Please join me. Thank you for listening.